Hello, my little one, and welcome to Grandma's house. And remember, I can at Grandma's. And that means I can listen, I can learn, I can read. Okay, let's see what's in Grandma's magic reading box today. Oh, a riddle. How about this one? How is a scrambled egg like a bad football team? How's a scrambled egg like a bad football team? They both get beaten. I don't know if you like that one or not. It's kind of funny. Okay, today I'm going to read you another story book that Grandma wrote a long time ago. And this is about a lady who has many adventures. And this particular book is about her trip to the grocery store. Everybody, just about everybody goes to the grocery store sometime. Okay, her name is Mrs. Agastino. And this is her trip to the grocery store. Are we ready? Mrs. Agastino. Mrs. Agastino. Here she comes. Oh, there she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. Here comes Mrs. Agastino, marching into the store. She grabs a shopping cart and wheels it up and down each aisle, meeting and greeting everyone with a great big smile. She starts filling her cart with more and more and more. What? Oh, what does she really do? Do you know, Mrs. Agastino? Would you like to? She fills her cart from bottom to top. Mrs. Agastino just loves to shop. Now today, what will it be? Oh, there's so much to buy. Now let me see. Her shopping list reaches from her waist to the floor. Groceries, groceries. She always wants more. She looks at her list and checks it twice. Oh yes, some fresh vegetables. That would be nice. Some lettuce and tomatoes and carrots and peas, onions, potatoes, spinach, and alfalfa leaves. Canned goods everywhere, soups and sauces, and lots of beans, yellow, brown, red, and green. Boxes and boxes of macaroni and spaghetti. Now Mrs. Agastino is really ready. Meats and breads are next on her list. Mrs. Agastino checks the time on her wrist. She must hurry. Really, it's getting late. Oh my, she forgot to buy raisins and dates. Meats and bread. Yes, they were on her list. So to the meat counter she rushes. She grabs pork chops, roast and steaks, chicken, turkey, fish, and ham. Oh my, she forgot to go down the aisle with the combs and the brushes as she continues to rush. Next on is her very favorite aisle. Just thinking about it makes Mrs. Agastino smile. There's white bread and wheat bread and rye. And now the very, very best part. Desserts, desserts, desserts to fill her cart. Ice cream, oh yummy, yummy. Vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, and cherry. Cookies and cakes, all flavors and shapes. And of course, the yummy, yummy strawberry pie. Her cart is now filled. Oh my, She checked her very long list again as people and people were passing her by. Then Mrs. Agastino slowly turned around. Oh my! Her basket was gone. Nowhere to be found. She dashed 40 miles up and down each aisle, hurrying, scurrying, and trying to smile. Oh me, oh my, where did her baskets of groceries go? Poor Mrs. Agastino just didn't know. She went straight to the manager, who knew her well. She told him her basket just seemed to disappear. He said, "Oh, my dear Mrs. Agostino, please wait right here." Finally, she waited and waited in the front of the store. Finally, the manager returned, walking quickly down the aisle. He was looking at Mrs. Agostino, and he was trying to smile. "My dear Mrs. Agostino, I'm so sorry to say all of your groceries were accidentally all put away." Mrs. Agastino just smiled and smiled, her great, great big smile, as she grabbed an empty cart and started down the aisle, filling her basket from bottom to top, for Mrs. Agastino just loved to shop. Well, Mrs. Agastino finally finished her shopping for the day. It was getting late and dark and time to be on her way. And, of course, it was raining. This she could see. But now, where was her umbrella? Where could it be? She must have lost it somewhere in the store. Oh, maybe by the front of the door. Or maybe she just laid it on the floor. She searched and she searched all around. Her black umbrella just was nowhere to be found. Mrs. Agastino smiled her great big smile as she marched up the aisle to right of the front of the store to find the store manager once more. Mrs. Agastino explained that her black umbrella just seemed to disappear. "Oh, yes, Mrs. Agastino, please come to the lost and found, right over here." "Yes, Mrs. Agastino," the manager replied. "Someone turned in a black umbrella just minutes ago, exactly like the one you described." Oh, Mrs. Agastino took the black umbrella and walked to her car, smiling her great big smile all the while. How lucky she had been that someone was so kind. Oh, they were so kind to turn in her umbrella, which they did find. She reached into her pocket to find her car keys so she could unlock her big white car. The door, you see. Oh me, oh my, she couldn't find her keys. Where, oh where are my car keys? Where can they be? Well, maybe she dropped them in the store. Smiling, Mrs. Agastino reached into her other pocket, and there she found her car keys. Oh my, oh me. She jugged her umbrella, packages and purse, and keys, and she started once more to open the car door. Now wait just a minute. How can this be? The keys won't open her car door. They would not open her car door. She wiggled and jiggled the key all around, and then she dropped them and they fell to the ground. As she began to pick up the key, she saw two very big feet that belonged to a man who looked very neat. She picked up the key and started to stand, when instantly the stranger reached for her hand, and he said, "Are you having a problem? May I help you, ma'am?" "Oh, me, oh my," Mrs. Agastino did sigh. I can't seem to unlock the car with the key. I certainly hope not, the man said sternly, since this car belongs to me. As you can plainly see, I have the key. I have the key. Mrs. Agostina saw the key in his hand, and she watched him as he opened the car door and got in with a slam. Mrs. Agostino looked up with surprise. Then she smiled her great big smile as she glanced over to the next parking aisle, for there sat her car where it had been parked all the while. She rushed over to her car and unlocked the door and put her packages on the car floor. She drove very carefully in the rain and the dark. She promised herself that the next time she'd remember where she did park. She just couldn't wait until she got home. Then as she entered the house, she heard the ringing and ringing of the telephone. She hurried to answer the phone, but it stopped ringing and no one was there. No one was there. So Mrs. Agostina smiled her great big smile. She walked to the closet at the bottom of the stairs. Oh me, oh my, Mrs. Agostino did sigh, for as she opened the closet door, there was her black umbrella on the floor. Mrs. Agostino just smiled her big smile and stopped in her tracks. Oh, I've got someone else's umbrella. I must take it back. I must remember that it's raining and dark, and I must remember what my car looks like and where I park. So, Mrs. Agostino, here she comes, there she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. And that's the end of the story of Mrs. Agostino and her trip to the grocery store. The end. I hope you enjoyed that. And always remember, you are smart. You are kind. You are so beautiful. And you are loved so very much. See you next time at Grandma's house.